morning, class. I'm Jessica Barkley, and alongside with Courtney Proctor, we are currently on a bus ride to Dubuque, so we were going to videotape our section for you.
Today we're going to talk about our religion. Our religion is the athletic activism. The big role in our religion is coaches and athletes, how they connect to the greater being, our greater being, the great Bambino. Coaches in our religion are seen as priestly figures. They are that one step under the great Bambino. They are that connection between the coach or the athletes and the coaches. And then the great Bambino, ultimately, they give constant words of encouragement and wisdom to help athletes perform at their highest level.
Athletes in our religion are how you perform, how you practice our religion. And ultimately, you're trying to get to teamwork and working together, not just specific one athlete being better than all the rest. The better athletes are expected to carry their team and make their team better alongside them. It's not just a focus on the self, but as the team as a whole. And in our religion, you don't necessarily have to be all-star athletes, although those are the main people that are seen as, the idol figures. But you can compete in many aspects of your life, through intramurals, just fun and leisure sports, going out and playing tennis with friends or badminton, or just playing outside and competing in a place of work also.
We said that a big thing in our religion is that, like Jessica said, that athletes don't necessarily have to be able to compete at that high level, but they just need to be able to keep themselves in physical condition or physically fit, meaning that they go out daily and walk and just keep themselves healthy. That's a big thing in our religion. So now the next thing that we want to talk about is worship. Worship for different sports is going to be extremely different. Jess and I both play softball, so our form of worship would be out on the softball field, interacting with our teammates and practicing and trying to, ultimately win that game. In track, on the other hand, you need to be able to run long distances or be fast in the short sprints, and so that's their form of worship. And ultimately, that is just reaching that mental state of being able to compete at a high level and withstand the temptations of being tired and not being able to compete, just reaching that mental state.
Yeah, and to go along with that, as an individual, you are practicing, your mental preparation for games and being the best you can be during games, but also there's the community aspect and where your team practices and gets better as a whole team in order to compete in those formal worship is what we call as like games or competitions, being the formal part. And part of that is good sportsmanship. All the things you do on the field are ultimately trying to get you closer connection to the great Bambino. And so you want to have great sportsmanship, great teamwork, and leadership on the field.
And we also stress that not only on the field, but also off the field. You want to be that good role model in society, being an athlete, but also being a good member of society and just functioning at a high level where people respect you and really understand what you're saying and take it to consideration.
Yeah. We also said like sacred places that we worship would include like the fields that we practice on or the courts or the arenas or tracks, etc. With ultimately our afterlife type of thing would be the Hall of Fame, and that's where you become one with the great Bambino. You're in that group. You've reached that as high as you can go, that state, and realizing the team aspect is ultimately how you get there. And if you don't, then you end up reincarnating and trying to do the process all over again.
Because teamwork plays such a big role in our religion. Teamwork not only starts on the field, but also carries over into the workforce where you are constantly working with people no matter what you're doing. So you need to gain those skills to be able to communicate and interact with people at a high level where what you're trying to do gets done at a successful rate.
Yep. And so we also created a creation story for you, and some video clips of our practices. So we hope you enjoy it. See you later.